Hey, 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 welcome back to Fantasy Chat. I'm Tiana.
And I'm Ellie, and oh my gosh, today is a big day for this podcast.
Huge day. We have been building up to this episode for weeks. Season 2, Episode 7 of the Vampire Diaries, Masquerade. I have been waiting to talk about this one.
Same. I rewatched it specifically for this episode of the podcast, and I still had the same reactions I had the very first time. My jaw was on the floor, my hands were over my mouth, I was a mess.
It's one of those episodes where every single scene is doing something. Nothing is wasted. Every scene is moving the plot forward. Every character gets a moment. It's just incredible television.
100%. And before we get into it, for any new listeners, we should probably establish what you're walking into here. Tiana and I watch the same show. We love the same show. We do not, however, love the same character. That's putting it mildly.
I am Team Damon, fully, completely, without a single apology. Damon Salvatore is the greatest character this show has ever produced, and I will die on this hill. And I am Team Stefan, always.
He's kind, he's brave, he's emotionally intelligent, and he actually tries to be a good person, even though being a vampire makes that incredibly hard. He deserves the world.
Let's go! Okay, so the episode kicks off and the Salvatore brothers are done playing games with Catherine. They're done. They are fully in war mode. And whose energy do you think is driving that? Come on, Stefan would have kept trying to negotiate. Damon is the one who walks in and goes, "We're killing Catherine at the Masquerade ball tonight." That's Damon's energy powering this whole operation.
Okay, Damon comes in hot, yes, but it's Stefan who actually sits down and thinks through the execution of the plan. He thinks about the moving pieces. He's the one who goes, "We need Bonnie, we need Alaric, we need someone on the inside."
That's fair. The plan itself is actually really well constructed. They've got Bonnie on witch duty. Her job is to ward a room at the Lockwood estate so that once Catherine is inside, she cannot get out. It's a supernatural cage.
And Bonnie agrees to do it, even though she and Stefan have had their complicated moments. She puts her own feelings aside because she understands the stakes. I love that about Bonnie. She shows up
when it matters. And then you have Caroline, who's the inside informant. She's at the party because she's a Mystic Falls girl. She belongs there, and she's feeding intel to the team while also trying not to blow her cover to Catherine. Super terrifying. And the plan on paper is solid. Lure Catherine into the warded room, Stefan and Damon go in, they kill her. Done. Easy, right? Except nothing is ever easy when Catherine Pierce is involved.
Nothing is ever easy because she's always 10 steps ahead.
And honestly, part of me respects it, even though I desperately
want her to lose.
Okay, so let's talk about Catherine at the party, because her arrival alone is a whole statement. She shows up dressed almost identically to Elena, which, by the way, is so deliberately psychological. It's such a power move. She walks in and you can see people doing double takes. Everyone
knows Elena, and Catherine exploits that confusion instantly. She's been doing this for 500 years. She is a professional.
She is wearing a masquerade mask at a masquerade ball. The irony? Her whole life is a masquerade. She is literally always wearing a mask, always performing, always manipulating the scene around her. Okay, but let's talk about what Catherine actually does at this party, because it's diabolical. Before the brothers even get close to her, she has already set her own trap, her own plan, a plan within a plan. She compels Matt. She literally finds Matt Donovan, a totally innocent human boy, and she compels him to pick a fight with Tyler Lockwood. And not just a little argument, she tells him to keep pushing until Tyler kills him. She is willing to sacrifice Matt, a fully innocent person, just to trigger Tyler's werewolf curse, because she needs a werewolf for Klaus. She is playing a long game that has nothing to do with what the brothers think they're fighting her over.
True, and the result is just utterly devastating. Can we talk about Tyler for a minute? Because the Tyler subplot in this episode is genuinely heartbreaking, and I don't think it gets enough credit.
Oh, it is absolutely gutting. Tyler Lockwood starts this episode as a guy with a family secret he's trying to understand. He knows about the werewolf curse in his bloodline, he knows he has to kill someone activated, and he is terrified of that. And then Catherine yanks the rug out from under him. She uses Matt, who was Tyler's friend, his actual friend, to provoke him. And then Sarah gets caught in the middle and Tyler accidentally pushes her and she hits her head and she dies.
And the moment his eyes flash yellow for the first time, it's like watching someone's entire world collapse. He didn't want this. He didn't choose this. It was taken from him by a 500-year-old vampire who needed a chess piece. He's a victim, full stop. The acting in that scene is so raw. You can
feel his horror. He's holding this girl and he knows what just happened to him and he cannot undo it. It's one of the most emotionally effective scenes of the whole season, honestly. And Caroline is there. She sees what happened. She knows what it means. And instead of freaking out, she steps in. She compels the witnesses. She lies to protect Tyler. She tells people Sarah left that everything is fine.
Caroline Forbes in season 1 would have been absolutely useless in that situation. She would have cried, she would have panicked, she would have made it worse. But new Vampire Caroline, she is a different creature entirely. She handles it. We have to come back to Caroline in a bit because she deserves her own whole section. But first, can we talk about the warded room showdown because that is the centerpiece of the episode.
Yes. Okay, so the plan is in motion. Catherine gets lured into the warded room. Bonnie has done her thing. The room is sealed and Catherine is trapped. And then both Salvatore brothers walk in and Catherine knows she is cornered because it's not an act for her anymore. It's who she is. 500 years of survival mode has just become her personality. But okay, the fight. Stefan is facing off with her, and he is good. He is measured. He is technical. He is not letting her get in his head. And then Damon shows up, and he does it with style. He has the modified state gun, and he shoots her in the back, and the look on his face is pure satisfaction. He has been waiting for this moment. You can feel years of hatred just pouring out of him. The quip was absolutely great, but then, just as they think they have her, everything changes. Jeremy bursts in and yells that Elena is in pain. Everything Catherine is feeling, Elena is feeling. They are linked.
And this is such a gut punch moment because the brothers' faces just completely drop. Stefan immediately, without a single second of hesitation, stops everything. His face goes from furious to terrified for Elena in an instant.
That is genuinely beautiful, and I respect it, but it's also a weakness Catherine anticipated. She brought Lucy specifically to cast that linking spell as her insurance policy. She knew the brothers would stop for Elena. She was counting on it.
She's so calculating, it's actually frightening. But this is where the whole dynamic shifts because of Bonnie and Lucy, and I cannot overstate how important this is to the resolution of the episode.
Let's talk about the Bennett witches because honestly, they are the actual heroes of this episode. And I say that as someone who gave the MVP trophy to Damon in my head before I even started rewatching. And then Bonnie meets Lucy and she feels the Bennett connection immediately. Like there's this moment of recognition between them that is so quietly powerful. And Lucy realizes she's been lied to and used, which is Catherine's specialty. And Lucy makes the
choice to switch sides. She breaks the linking spell, she neutralizes Catherine, and she hands the moonstone to Damon. She walks away from Catherine completely. That is a massive moment.
Without Lucy flipping, the whole plan falls apart completely. The brothers can't touch Catherine, Elena stays linked and at risk, the moonstone stays with Catherine, Lucy single-handedly saves the entire operation by just choosing to be decent.
Exactly. Okay, the tomb. Can we please talk about the tomb? Because this is the moment the whole episode has been building toward. And it is so satisfying. The tomb scene.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so once Lucy breaks the spell and neutralizes Catherine, it's over for her, and Damon literally drags her to the tomb. And she is fighting, and she is yelling, and for the first time in the entire show, she looks genuinely scared.
Catherine Pierce scared. After 500 years of running and scheming and surviving, she finally got caught. And the look on Stefan's face as he watches her get dragged in there, it's so complicated. There's relief, there's old pain, there's closure. And then Catherine says something like, "You need me," trying one last time to play the game, to find the leverage, to worm her way out. And Damon just looks at her and says, "Wrong." That's it. Just wrong. I actually got chills. That single word, and then as he's closing the door, he says,
Death would have been too kind, and I just about fell off my couch because he's right. He's not killing her. He is letting her sit in that tomb and think about what she's done. That is cold.
It is genuinely cold, and I love it as a narrative choice because it leaves Catherine alive for future story potential while still giving the characters a win. It's clever writing, and okay, yes, Damon's delivery of that line is exceptional.
Exceptional! And then we get the Stefan and Elena reunion scene, which I know you loved.
I loved it so much. Elena was terrified, not knowing what was happening. She felt everything Catherine was feeling through the link, and then Stefan finds her, and there's this just overwhelming wave of relief between them. He promised to protect her, and he did. That's everything.
It's a genuinely sweet moment, and I'll give Stefan that. He is a devoted boyfriend.
Like, he is deeply devoted. Nobody can take that away from him. Damon just gets the better closing line. That's all I'm saying.
He does get a great closing line. Okay, the big debate.
MVP of Masquerade. Who has your vote? Damon Salvatore. He drove the plan, he brought the energy, he delivered the final blow emotionally with that line, and he closed the door on Catherine Pierce. He is the MVP, hands down.
No debate needed.
Respectfully, you are wrong. The MVP of this episode is Bonnie Bennett and Lucy Bennett as a unit. Without them, the plan fails completely. The warded room doesn't exist without Bonnie. Catherine gets neutralized without Lucy. The brothers without the witches are just two vampires getting outsmarted by a better vampire.
Okay, that argument is frustratingly solid. I will acknowledge that the Bennett witches were absolutely critical, and they do not get enough credit in the fandom. But Damon gets the trophy in my heart because he's Damon, and this is my podcast too.
It is 50% my podcast, and I am awarding the MVP to the Bennett Witch lineage. Team Witch wins this episode. Things are only getting more intense from here, and I cannot wait to break it all down with you. Thank you so much to everyone listening to Fantasy Chat today. We genuinely love doing this with you all.
If you love this episode, please share it, subscribe, leave us a review, all that good stuff.
It means the world to us. I'm Tiana, forever and always Team Damon.
And I'm Ellie,
proudly Team Stefan, and we will see you next week on Fantasy Chat. Bye. Bye, everyone. Stay out of dark tombs.